Junk Car Willie with you guys and gals in another episode of our new Fall Winter Series Garage Man Caves. I respect this man. I've only met him 2 times. It's like we hit it off. We started laughing, kidding around. He knew my dad, had a mutual friend, Bill Bostick, even ran around with him a few times. And some stories we just can't tell on here. Zeb, show me this unreal place you got here in the cars. Just treat me at home and treat me like I don't know nothing, because, heck, let's be honest, I don't know much. That's a heck of a gas pump. What's the history on that?
I found out at Camfield Swap Meet. It's actually a big old piece of acrylic that come from the oil fields in Alaska. And the guy put a 57 Buick brake drum on it.
Oh, man, I see it now.
Then I bought this and put on it. But
what's the story on the Rusty Nuts Fix-It shop here, the pop machine?
I bought that from a guy at Gavin, and actually he's from New Haven. I can't remember his
Well,
name.
wouldn't that be wild if that was, I was telling you how Fletcher's gas station had one. Wouldn't that be wild if that's where it came from?
He lives up on Broad Run in New Haven.
So, wow. Can I just walk around here a little bit before we uncover the cars?
Sure.
And talk away, please. How long have you had this garage?
I built the house in 2002, and then I was using that garage. I built that garage when I built the house, and I was doing painting and welding and grinding and cutting and stuff, and it was getting all over my car, so I decided to build this garage to put the cars in and work out of that garage. So I think I built this one in 2006.
Have you been a Mopar man all your life?
Pretty much, yes.
Does it run in the blood? Like, was your dad a Mopar guy?
No, my dad didn't care. I mean, he worked on cars all his life, but he always liked Buicks and Cadillacs.
Can you tell me about this picture on camera a little bit, what you just told me?
Yeah, my granddaughter Jade painted that.
That's probably your best picture here, isn't it?
She's an excellent artist. She makes all kinds of stuff. She's had stuff in the Huntington Art Gallery and everything else.
What, can we give her a shout out? Does she have any social media?
She's not here.
Well, I mean, if she had social media, I'd put it on here.
Yeah,
Her name or something?
Jade Mullahan.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
How you spell the last name?
Mollhan, I think.
And Jade is J-A-D?
Yeah.
J-A-D. Now tell me about this. This was one of your cars, right?
Yeah, that was one I had back in the 70s, and I totaled it in 77.
Still, I bet you got that. I can imagine.
Had 21,000 miles on it.
Did you
455, 4
did you race it like you was a professional drag racer on the streets?
I was.
That's the
how
way.
I wrecked it.
I told a story the other day about a 78 Cutlass I had. I put 3 engines and 4 transmissions in 2 years because my dad did burnouts and anything he did up until the day he died. So I had that. I had to. Always admired my dad. I had to be like him. But I'll tell you guys, if you like what I do, I'm about 1% of what my dad was with automotive. So can we uncover the first one that? Well, you guys, if you haven't seen the video of this car will be out before this, so I hope that you watched the video on it. But if you didn't, cool. Now that red, white, and blue, that's factory right there on that chrome, isn't it?
No.
No?
From the factory, it's just black.
Oh, it's all black. So that was your little touch.
Yeah.
But see, it looks factory, don't it?
Yeah.
Just like this came with the 360?
361.
361, and you got what year 440 at now?
69 440 block that Billy Lloyd stroked out to a 505.
Now let's talk about Billy Lloyd. That guy builds his stuff, don't he? He goes, the racing history of his father, you know what I mean? Or are we talking Billy the racer or his son? His son had a different name, I think.
No, his son's name is Joel.
Okay, so Billy is the man
Billy's the dad.
he's the one that raced the 66 Nova. That I got all kind of pictures
All
of.
kinds of drag racing and circle track racing. Been building engines for 40 years.
Now the wheels are a little wider on the back. What kind of rims are these?
Those are, they're a factory replica of the dog dish hubcap.
Dog
wheels.
We talked about that in
Those
that
are
video.
real Antiques, I think they're 8s in the back and 7s in the front.
We talked about it in video how chrome reverse and Steely with dog dish is my favorite on these older cars.
Yeah,
I really like it now that we get a picture of it with the hood down. I hated that we didn't do that before. Can I open the door? We will open the hood, guys, up. Let me just get a shot of the front before he does it. I love the upholstery. Now, you built this.
Yep, I did everything but the paint. And
Well,
the body work.
You built this. That's what I'm saying.
Billy built the motor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. How many years have you had it, though?
I bought it. I told you wrong in the other video. I actually bought it in 97, not 96.
And you've had it in 3 different three different builds.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Can we open the hood on it?
When I originally got it, I drove it home from Cleveland, run it for a little while, and then about a year later, I ended up putting basically stock 440 in it. And
How long has it been in this way,
since
right?
2004.
And you
I
was
think I got it together in 2004.
what was you telling me about the? Was it a magazine or a group? The Mopar what that it's been?
It's been in, no, it was Mopar Muscle.
That's the
Mopar
magazine, right?
I've got the book around here somewhere.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. We get car shows together. I just talked to a mutual friend that asked me if I'd help him with the car show. And so we're thinking about doing something on our warm weather when no one else is doing it in the fall and winter, you know what I mean? As long as it don't go against New Haven Road, you know what I mean? That's the only ones I owe my, New Haven Road Angels. I'm a member. Been 2 years they asked me at that show that we was at. And
I've been a member for probably 10 years.
so I didn't even know you was a member. Because, see, there's so many of us. Like, I haven't been to a lot of meetings, and when I'd go, there was 12, 15. I was like, oh, there should be more guys. And they're like, oh, my, there's all kind of guys. Well,
I never had.
I'm glad you're a proud member. Well, yeah, but you say it. Like, in my old car, I got my New Haven Road Angel plaque. I took it off the Ratty Riviera and put one in the front window and one in the back. So let's go over the car and act like people didn't watch this video, the video before.
So
Tell me.
It's a 65.
I love good
It's been
guys.
good guys.
Columbus is the biggest show, you probably know that, right?
Where was that? It's been the Mopar Nationals 5 or 6 times.
I was been to Motor Nationals once.
Good guys twice. I took it to the Street Rod Nationals in Louisville, Kentucky once.
Okay.
But for the most part now, I just do the local shows.
Listen, guys, listen. Ooh, that was me. That was my fault. I didn't. No, I didn't.
When the window's up, it doesn't shut near as good.
Oh, that sound. You know what that sound is? That is 1965 metal. So tell me about, is it stock underneath? You got disc brakes? Is it?
It's got disc brake conversion on the front.
Okay.
When I got the car back, it was just a shell with all the bodywork and paint done. Billy had built the motor. I originally, when I got it built in 2003 and put it together, I had an automatic in it. I wanted a 5-speed, but I run out of money. Mm-hmm. And I got it all together, and I took it to several shows. And
Can you tell me?
Used my income tax money in 2005
And finished it.
and bought a Kiesler transmission.
You knew what I was going to ask.
5-speed transmission
Okay.
kit. I got the first one Kiesler made. It was the bell housing,
Wow.
clutch, transmission.
In years, that's going to be it's already valuable. What about the rear end?
It's a 8 3/4 with 391 gears.
No, is this a stock outside and you just changed the gears?
Yeah, everything on the outside is pretty much. I left everything stock. I didn't do anything.
Can you tell me about the metal work? How much of the metal is original? Did you have a lot of rust is what I'm saying?
When I took it up to that guy, he ended up having to put a driver's floor pan in it and a trunk pan. And he did some metal work right around the cowl right here, and it's in that book back there.
But I bet you,
Right in this area here.
was it just minor rust that you didn't want patched, that you wanted done right?
The car,
Seams and
everything-
everything.
the car when I got it had been bought new in Alabama by an old lady, and she drove it for several years, I guess, and she passed away. And after she passed away, it sat in the field for 17 years, and eventually her grandson got it.
I love the
That's who I
stories.
bought.
I love stories like. So
But
you're
they had never been
you're
bothered.
actually the second owner family. See, that even makes me love it more. See, we didn't get that in the first video, guys.
21,000 miles old when I got it. Now it's got 30.
Look, he's even got. No, that's original. Mopar did that. And the wheel wells too, or not underneath there. I know they did it. The engine bay white.
Yeah,
Did they do that too?
Well, that one from the factory it would have been undercoated.
Okay, but up here, Mopar's always same color.
Body color.
Mopar's the only one that did that too. Mopar's getting love, man.
Underneath the car looks just like the top. It's all painted and polished just like the top of it is.
So how many? Just give me an idea. Didn't you? Did you win Best Mopar at Steve Donahue's show? Steve told me at the Veterans Show you won. He's like, I think he won Best Mopar at my show.
I did.
That's and there's a lot of there's a lot of nice Mopars, aren't there, at them shows?
I've been showing this car for 22 or 3 years now, and I've got probably 50 best Mopars with it.
We could do a series on this car, but guys, I look down cars, and when I see it, I don't do negative. Like if somebody wrecks, if somebody breaks down that I like and they're the world champion of something, I don't put that video out. You know what I mean? Look down the side of this car, guys. That's how you can tell if it's done right. Isn't it, buddy? You will see the waves, everything. White and black really shows it up, I think.
This is actually SS1 Ivory,
Okay.
which is the original collar, but the guy that painted it put some pearl in it.
Okay, is that why it's so bright then?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the original collar.
But I mean,
He just added pearl.
but is that pearl is what makes it like a gloss coat on? Yeah. Well, we could go on and on about this car. I tell you what, guys, this is how much I love you guys. We're gonna get down on the ground. We're gonna get down on the ground and show you just. Oh my gosh, my bed ain't this nice. Look at this floor, guys. I could eat off this floor. And tell you one thing, I bet you, old Zeb has a rotisserie and he flips this car over at night and eats off it. That is how clean that thing is, Zeb. Zeb, I'm impressed.
And it gets driven.
Oh yeah, I know you do. Okay, give me an idea how many miles you put on it since in
21 on it when I got it.
21?
In 1997, it's got 31 on it now, I think.
So you put 10,000 miles, but that's a lot of miles for a car for a show car. A lot of people like local shows, and we got guys that even pull them to shows. There's nothing wrong. I have nothing against that.
It's driven.
So
It goes to Parkersburg, Marietta, Belpre, Columbus, been to Louisville, been to Columbus 50 times.
old Zeb said
Washington, Charleston.
old Zeb told me we can't do a 30-minute video. I ain't nothing in here. Well, we're at 12. So that's Zeb. Can we see your modern muscle? The same car that I went, not the same car, but I went 177 in a 94 Viper. Did I mention that? A shotgun. Now look at this is what he had at the Cool Bill show, right?
Yeah.
Now, what year?
03.
Okay. Now give me some specs on it, because I don't know the horse. I know nothing about it.
Well, from the factory, it's 500 horsepower. This one's been tuned. And it's got a Mopar Performance 3.
That's how the Viper I was in was a road course car. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, they're electric doors.
Yeah. So just wow, Zeb. I'll tell you what. Next show, you gotta give me like just a ride around the street or something in this. Oh, man. So how long you had it?
2 years.
So
I
it's.
had a Prowler. You know what?
Oh, I love. Do I know? You could after 10 years you could buy them cheap. Not no more, guys. No. Look at the Chrysler. It wasn't a Dodge. It was a Chrysler Prowler, right?
Mine was a 2001.
Was it Chrysler?
It was Chrysler. Before 2001, they're Plymouth.
Okay.
Plymouth went out of business.
What's this guy?
They changed it over to.
Ooh, can I want that on my Ratty Riviera. I always like giving a picture like they're sitting in the seat, you know. Look at that. My God, I don't care who you are. You're going to feel like a king in that. Look at that. Oh, my. How old now? 2004? Three? So we're talking 21 years old, and it looks brand new. And we're going to look at that. What everybody wants to see, if you're like me, you got to have the heart of the car. Now, you said you had this tune. Where'd you get that?
Tune it. The guy had it for me. Had it tuned by these Roanoke Dodge.
Now, where's that out of?
It's in Indiana.
Is that where the car came from?
Yeah.
Now, have you did any kind of road course, anything kind of racing besides car shows? No. Do you plan to?
No.
Okay. It's just a cruiser.
Yeah, it's something I always wanted, just never had the money to get.
Well, who don't want? Well, non-Mopar guys want a Viper.
I always wanted a Viper, and I was raising a family and had kids. I just couldn't afford it.
Now, you can remember, what was the first year? Was it 94?
92.
92. Now, when they came out, when it was...
No door pan, no windows, no top.
And
nothing.
I think when the 94 came out and they said it was like 400 horse or something like, they said you'll never get a car with more horsepower than that. Yep. Because, for years, this is one of the cars that brought all that back. Am I right? Yep. I mean...
And 400 horsepower in 92 was a lot of horsepower.
Let's give Mopar credit for some people that hate them, but I've seen them on the drag strip done up PT Cruisers. That was a setback to try to get it back at the old sedan delivery cars, didn't it?
Yep.
So Mopar, I think, had their hand in it a little bit before Mustang and Chevy did. Mustang came out 2004 5 or 7 with the Mustang body style? 5, 2005 or 7?
5 or 6 was the older style.
Okay.
I'm not-
No, well, oh wait, I know because I had a 2001. That body style went up to 2004. 05 was the first year.
Yeah, that was
They look
the
like
retro style
yeah,
Mustang.
and then Camaro didn't come out till 2010. So Mopar I think had it a little bit early. Now, guy,
Believe it or not, I bought a 14 Camaro new. And
I believe it.
And I hate it.
Okay. Okay. Hey guys, I tell you, I love even foreign cars. I have my heart in everything because my dad did. Tell me anything else about this
This
car.
is a Gen 3 car, but these are Gen 5 wheels.
Okay.
If you see the picture up there, when I got the car, it had black
Okay.
wheels on it.
And it's the original car. Is that the original paint?
I believe most of it's original, but I think this door right here has been repainted.
Now, is this a picture of some? What's that mean to you? Is that just
That's
a
a
picture?
65 Cornet.
So that you got a Cornet. So you got one of these days I'm going to be setting fire like that with mine.
Down to Chrysler Garage in Guy Plus, they've got a great big poster of that. It's probably, I don't know, as big as this whole section of wall, and I've tried to get that off of them.
You know, I got to give a shout out. I just noticed it when I went by. Old Smith down there is having their 70th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to give somebody. You got to be. Look at the Chevy dealerships that went out. Ford, even the one up on the end, Mopar one. What was the guy that had it for years? Norris. Even it. So to have it in the bit, you know, that's something, isn't it? From 1954.
My dad bought all his cars from Doc Smith. That's what it's called.
Man, you know what? I'm even.
More cowboy hat.
When I went by there, I thought, wonder if they'll let me. I was going to sit there and show them my car and ask them if I'd come back and just do a 5-minute walk around outside. And they don't need me, like you don't need me, but my audience needs you guys, you know. So, Zeb, anything that most people wouldn't know about these, like that you think you'd want to tell, like these right here ain't for looks. Explain that.
That's vent for the engine and the wheels. That
Okay.
vents all the engine heat, and the brakes get cooled by these ducts up here.
Okay.
And it cools the brakes and then comes back out here. Plus this is heat for the engine.
Now
The exhaust comes out right there.
I was going to say that ain't fake pipes out there. That's where it comes out, right? You get to hear that
This
sound.
is Mopar Performance exhaust system.
So that's different. Okay. Yeah, I like to know everything different. But right here, I mean, is this packed? Is this?
Yeah, it's packed.
Okay. I just be honest with you. I don't remember actually paying attention to it.
This was the first year of the Gen 3, 2003. They completely redesigned them in 2003.
Uh-huh. It's more aerodynamic.
Had a little bit sharper edges what the older ones
Yeah.
were. They were more curvy.
But I remember the ones you talked about, no side windows, and it had them plastic things.
This one's got air, and doesn't have cruise, but it's got anti-lock brakes. And then the Gen 5s had traction control, stability control, and tilt wheel. Well, it's got tilt wheel. But they had all kinds of stuff. The seat in this one, well, the driver's seat doesn't move. The pedals move up and down.
Oh, yeah. Now, here we're going to talk about something. I was on a mini bike since I was 9 years old. Had a motorcycle up until I was 31. Never a Harley, just different ones. Until a near accident when we was talking about what I did in between marriages there. You know, the pint after work a day, got up to a 5th, so I quit. But you know, when I was 17, I took off on a Yamaha Heritage Special 650. And my grandparents also bought me and took that and drove it all the way to North Carolina, Statesville, then came back and then I wasn't 18 till October when I got out of high school, and then went to Myrtle Beach with my buddy, and we was just budging it. And at night it was cold, and we slept on the bench together. And when we got down there, we had a place to stay. But I remember us being so cold, my hands was cold, and I had my socks on his gloves where I didn't have gloves. And he'd always want to ride, and I wouldn't ride on back because one of my mom's boyfriends when I was young took me on a 71 Triumph 750 over 100 miles an hour when he was drunk. And I never, ever, ever been on the back of a motorcycle since. So is there anything else you want to tell me before we go to the Indian? Let's go to the Indian. He's like, we can't get a 30-minute video. Here we're at 20, and we're not even trying to slow down. We're
So I'm
going.
a victory guy, as you can see.
Yeah, talk about victory. But you got an Indian. What's wrong here?
Well,
You had a victory.
So
Tell the story.
I've had several victories.
Okay.
Love victories.
How many?
I bought that sign off a victory dealer in Charleston. West Virginia.
How many victories?
I had 4 of them.
Now, aren't they some of the best looking bikes?
Nine.
Now, people that don't know, can you just tell a brief story about the owner and how his, the guy that started the company and built the bike? Can you tell a little bit about? I know, but
Well, I really don't know.
but I mean, mention his name.
The story of the victories.
Well, the guy, I know he built bikes for a while, and then before he came to a company, he was well known for taking somebody's bike and making it nicer. The story I remember, the original owner. I'll tell you what, guys, I might just put a link to the story in there. I'm sorry I brought that up. But how many victories?
I've had 6. I had 3 of them at one time. And I love victories. Well, I had a Victory Vision, which was a futuristic looking thing. It's acquired taste, but it's probably the best riding touring bike I've ever had. And I had that thing all over the United States. And it got to where they quit making Victories, and it was hard to get parts for it. So I decided, well, mine had 60-some thousand miles on it. So I'm gonna get something a little newer, because if I'm out on a trip and break down, I can't get parts. So I bought this.
Let's show what we got. And Indian, back in the day, competed with Harley and was beating them, I think, there for a while back in the day. Then they came back, and they do make some of the best looking bikes. American company, am I right? Yep. I don't mean to put Harley down, but
Made in Minnesota.
Harley is getting a lot of stuff made overseas now. That's not to put Harley down, aren't you?
Spirit Lake, Iowa, I think's where they're made.
Which ones? These ones, yeah. I was just saying, Harley, and now I ain't saying there ain't parts made overseas, but most of it probably is a USA bike, right? Isn't it?
They source parts from all over the place.
But they try to get it from USA more.
I think the bulk of it's made in Spirit Lake, Iowa.
Show me what year.
Which is where Victories were made too.
What year is this bike?
This is a 17 Roadmaster.
How long did you buy it new?
No, I've had it for 3 years. I bought this after I got rid of the Vision.
The sculpture, just,
engine on these things.
it's artistic. It looks like something you'd have on your coffee table.
The engine's a piece of art on this.
How much horsepower are these ranging?
I'm not really sure. I don't know that they tell you what the horsepower is.
Okay.
It's like 106 foot-pounds.
Indian, can I ask you how many miles you put on it?
I think it's got 11,000 miles.
How many did you put on it?
I think it had 6 on it when I got it.
I'm telling you, I love your Mopar, I love your Viper, which is a Mopar, but I am digging. Now this is the factory stuff. This ain't something you did, right? All the Indian, like all this is that factory, this and that?
This is not. This is curry.
But Indian here, is that factory?
Those factory.
And it's a Roadmaster.
These are Kuriakin, that's Kuriakin, this is Kuriakin.
So this would be competing against the Harley.
Probably Electra Glide.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know. It's a touring bike.
Now they're still the underdog, but oh my God. Now are they still in business?
Oh yeah.
So you can still buy a new Indian, guys.
This is America's oldest motorcycle company.
Yeah, that's what.
1901.
1901. That's what I was saying. Back in the day, Harley had to catch up with them, didn't they? Now can you? Now these are speakers. I'm taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife rides with you?
Not now, since she's got cancer, and that's what the story I was going to tell you was.
Let's hear the story.
So I got rid of the Vision because I was afraid I'd get stuck alongside the road and not be able to get parts for it. So I bought this, and I had a Victory Magnum, which I've got a picture of it over somewhere. That I bought.
That's
new.
all right. You're on an important story right now, so.
And I bought it new, so I kept it because she didn't ride with me on it. There's the Magnum.
Okay. Let's hear your. And this is
I was
guys,
talking to the guy about this Viper.
cars, family, and Godspeed's what we're talking about here.
We were talking back and forth, wanting to deal on this, and after about a month of talking to him, I finally asked him one day. I said, "Hey," he said something about a Prowler, and I said, "Hey, I've got a Prowler." Mm-hmm. He said, "You do?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, would you be interested in some kind of trade?" And he said, "Yeah, but not straight up."
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up making a deal, and I sold that bike so I could buy this.
Now, do you want to, or would that be part two? Talking about, I don't want to break your heart. You just talking about. You brought up about your wife. It's all family, and everybody here. I have a big 79, 8% I looked this morning is over 45. 61% is over 55. A lot of people loves old cars or God people. Can we have her first name that we can say a prayer for?
Patty.
Patty. Now Patty Jones. She needs your prayers right now, don't she? Now she's a fighter like Zeb, right? Now Zeb, she's a fighter, but I don't want to tear Zeb up. He's a good man, but I appreciate him bringing that up. Just like there's always something behind something, and I'm glad. I'm sure that this car passion is a second to only one thing, and that is her. He's a good man.
She got diagnosed with lung cancer and spinal cord cancer and got paralyzed from the shoulder down in 2022.
I did not know that.
And pretty much that's all I've done since then is take care of her. But
I didn't realize that, Zeb. Zeb, I'm sorry, man. You're a good.
She's been going to OSU for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years.
So Zeb is a good man. A lot of people couldn't do that. I took care of helped care of a handicapped brother. I understand.
It's a big job.
Zeb, I'm telling you, I talk to people, and it's unreal how things just come out. They're like, "What do you want to talk about?" And I'm like, "I'm a professional amateur." Like I tell you, we play it by ear, what works. And I did not know that it was that issue. I just knew that she had. We've only met twice, right? And did we not hit it off? Right? He came up to me and introduced himself and told me about my dad. We started joking around, kidding. The next car show, first thing, he's smiling, laughing. I was like, "This is my kind of guy." It's great to hear stories about my dad. Ronald Eugene Erb, 1946 to 2005, is the reason I do what I did. And on my YouTube channel, the same description is when I started. I never expected to get a few hundred. I never expected this. And I honestly think if I tried for it, it would have never happened because I would have did different things. I will say I doubted myself because I had at the time no money, no car, cool car, and I wanted to dedicate something to Dad. I had the poor heart stance. I was going back to the doctor every 2 weeks. We're talking about if this don't work, we're doing the zipper thing. And I got talking about Dad, and that's what it's all about. And family. And I never set out to do this. I always say this: the things that doubted me for over a year, that think you won't work, like, what am I going to do? I don't have no car. So I had to go out and look for it, right? I had to go out and look for content. So the things that I doubted about actually made me, I ain't saying, well, yeah, I'm a success compared to what I was, okay? I'm a little guy in the automotive world, little teeny tiny guy. But, I'm growing, and that's the reason why. I'll just say, anybody, the things that you doubt and worry about, might be the things that make you success. I've had people tell me, that's why I tune in. I don't know where you're going to be or what you're going to film. If it's going to be a junk car or $1 million Packard at the museum, or, just, it's unreal. So I do it all. I love racing.
No matter what you have, or how much it's worth, or how good it looks, it's yours, and you're proud of it.
Can I talk about something that I think is beautiful right here? Can we talk about your C-Force 800? Can you just tell me a brief? It looks brand new.
It's an 83 model. It's got.
I ain't 1983.
20.
Oh, I was like, man, I thought you're fooling me, man. You got it all redone.
I've had several side by sides.
Yeah. So how many? It looks brand new.
It's a 23 and it had 17 miles on mine.
Can I ask about your Mopar everything? He drives everything Mopar.
I got this in April or May of this past year.
Can we talk about what year that is? And
22.
And what engine? Can we? Hey, can we? I mean, I like all. Evident. Look, he's got an old one, and he respects new. You like it all, new and old muscle, don't you? Like what we was talking about. Zeb's like me. We judge people by their car passion, and it could be a K car, couldn't it? That some guy is crazy about because it's one end. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the car. Tell me the ratings. I know nothing about newer vehicles.
I think this is 395 horsepower, plus it's got that e-torque on it.
What kind of, yeah, that's what I was going to say. What kind of torque would that have?
That's supposed to give you another 80 or 100 foot-pounds of torque.
I bet you that's pushing 500 or close to it, isn't it, torque?
No.
No?
Well, I don't know. With this thing, it might be.
That's what I meant. I figured it was close to 400 torque anyway.
It's got a 48-volt battery pack behind the back seat that runs this thing.
So is that an aftermarket thing or is that factory?
It's called the Ram e-torque.
See, some of these guys will be like me, didn't know about
This is a mild hybrid.
Mild hybrid. Now, how many miles you got on it?
I think it's got 12,000 miles.
Did you buy this one new? Okay. So you got a Dodge Dakota. I noticed because I had a 2001 out there. Is that kind of your daily truck?
No, that's my wife's dog truck.
Dog truck. That's where the dogs go in right out there.
So she was until she got sick. ASPCA.
That
back building back there had 20 dogs and 30 cats in it.
So
she was wanting to haul all her dogs and cats in my new truck, and I said, that ain't happening. So I bought her that to haul her dogs and cats in.
See you guys. I even brought the Mopar for this one. I brought the Mopar van. I brought my Mopar van.
I got a 20 Jeep Cherokee over another garage.
And
I take her back
and there's another car you don't want to show, but maybe we'll get talked about later because he wants it to be cleaned off. Tell me the story on that the El Camino. I at least want to hear the story.
84 El Camino that my father-in-law bought new.
And it's your wife's.
And when he passed away in 2011, he left that car to her.
What? No, what model is it? Is it a Royal Knight, a SS, or just a LS, or?
Conquista.
Oh, so it's got the decals and everything on it.
Yeah,
Can we see that someday in a future video? Maybe.
It's powerful stuff now.
But see, I like seeing them like that. People like the videos where they see cars. My best videos, I'm sorry, but I'll do a junkyard or a back road horrifying. It will do 10 times more views than this video. Let's do it. That's what I'm saying. Let's do it. People love that stuff. That's where I get my views from, that kind of stuff.
It's a 60,000 mile original car. He left it to her when he passed, and transmission was bad in it, so it's been sitting since 2011.
So is this your driver daily here?
That's what I take her back and forth to the hospital.
What year is that?
20.
Oh, Zeb, that looks polished the most. That ain't bad. Zeb wants everything perfect, and that's all right. But Zeb, come on. How many miles?
It's got 61,000 original miles.
I love that topper that they put back. That topper was sold around that time too, wasn't it? Can we open the, does it feel stuff?
Yeah,
okay. Can I walk around it?
Sure.
Okay. So, was Zeb ever...
I put a new transmission in it a couple years ago and fixed the exhaust, did some stuff to it. So it's just about ready to run.
Zeb, I know poor boys can get you a good deal of tires.
My son was sitting in here one day and I heard something go pop. I said, what was that? He said, I don't know. About an hour later, we were looking at that wheel. This tire has never been on the
Can you
ground.
turn the light on? Is there a light right here?
And that thing just sat there and blew up.
There we go, Zeb. Now, what's that collar? Is that a maroon, faded maroon, or a brown?
Yeah,
that burgundy? Is it that burgundy?
Kind of a burgundy color.
Does it have it on like inside the door where you can see fresh paint, like when you open the door? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you open the door.
I just want to, I ain't going inside. I just want to see the original color. Okay, that's silver. Is that a different door? Or?
No.
Oh, that's just the way they did it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've never knew that. So did they just do that on the Conquest? Does Conquest have does it have something on the hood too? Or was it just like graphics on the hood?
I think it says Conquista on the hood ornament.
Okay. I know, well, some of them, like the Royal Knight, had like a bird, something like the Trans Ams did. Yeah, my dad, when he died, still had a 79 that I had for years afterwards.
It's just about ready to get running.
I'm still looking for it too. I'm putting it out. 79 El Camino, Ron Urbone, Royal Knight.
Transmission in it and
I want it.
did some other stuff to it, changed oil in it, put plugs in it and all that stuff, got ready to run, and that's about the same time she got sick, so I ain't done nothing to it since.
Zeb, you know what? The garage that you call your junk garage or whatever you call it, man, it'd be I'd love to have this right here.
This is why I do all my painting and grinding and cutting and welding and all that stuff, so I don't get it all over.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, Zeb said, Willie, there ain't 30 minutes of stuff in here. It'll be a 10-minute video. We're 34 minutes and 13 seconds in, and I'm going to ask you, Zeb, the end of is there anything you want to tell me? Is there something we left out?
I appreciate you coming down.
No, I appreciate you asking, Zeb. I appreciate what you do with that Mopar. Now things happen, guys. Money situations happen. Life happens. To keep a car that long is a car passion. You have a heart and a car passion. You have a Mopar. And my God, I just found out he's up there in the top 1% of husbands. And I will, I know that now. I know that.
The reason I got this is because she couldn't ride the Columbus to OSU in the seat.
You let her lay down.
I have an air mattress in the back
Oh,
of this.
man.
I take her back and forth to the hospital with.
Let's God bless her. Can we say her name one more time?
Patty.
Patty Jones. Patty Jones. Everybody, just send a little prayer for Patty. Send a prayer for Zeb. And thank Zeb for what he's doing. When you see Zeb out, that's why, he didn't know about our first episode, Mike Reynolds, the man cave. He's like, I didn't know he had all that. Well, same thing when people say about Zeb. I didn't know he had that. I didn't know that story. Now they know what kind of man you are. And that's what it is. I'll say this. I do nothing special. But I pride myself in finding special people like Zeb and vehicles of our transportation history. Anything else left to say, Zeb? No. Would you like to say anything to the community out there? How about all the people that come and see your cars and where you win awards?
Take care of your family. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing.
You never know what
cars can be replaced.
You never know what tomorrow's going to be like, right? Tell them you love them today, right?
That's right. You never know what God's going to throw at you, and you just got to make the best of what you have. And it's been a big life change for me, but we're making do.
I thank you all.
Cancer's gone after all the treatment.
Look at that. Look at that. That's God's work.
Cancer.
God's work.
So we just got to get everything working.
Godspeed. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know why? Because I believe in miracles. I believe in belief. I believe in if you're strong spiritual, if you're sick and you feel sorry for yourself, or if you feel you're going to beat it and you have support, it makes a difference. Zeb, I think your wife's going to have support more than you ever imagined. I know it because on YouTube, I'll put it out, but when I put this out on Facebook, I'm telling you, it does 15, 20 times better. That's where I get all the communication from.
When I brought her home from OSU in August of 22, she was a vegetable. Now she gets out of her wheelchair, she got a power chair, and she gets in that thing, and she comes out here and runs around and plays.
God bless her. God bless her.
Gets in that one there and runs around and
God
plays
bless
with the
her.
dogs and the cats. So she's 1,000% better than she was in August of 22 when I brought her home, and she's getting better every day.
So this ain't a sad story. We're leaving this on happy. Did you hear that? That is a miracle right there from where she was. Guys and gals, as always, remember, it'd be a boring world if we was all the same. Keep being you.